What's going on, everybody? I gotta clean up inside this building. I'm gonna do a little cleanup in here today, get this organized. Yeah, this stuff got piled in here over the winter. I hate to leave stuff outside. You know, it ain't gonna last very long if it's any value. I gotta get in here and get this straightened out, organized a little bit where I can get in and out of here. Yeah, I save all these old bird seed bags. Save these bags to put my copper and brass in, because sometimes if you bring your bucket, you put it in a 5-gallon bucket, they deduct too much weight. So this is another way to make sure you're going to get your most at the junkyard, because I've seen them deduct more than 4 pounds for a 5-gallon bucket, and every single 5-gallon bucket don't weigh the same. Still got a lot of crap I got to get out of here. Here's the old fishing pole. Yeah, we get out to my dad's property and do a little fishing a couple times a year. Used to fish a lot when I was a kid. And everybody's got one of them buildings like this, big or small. This stuff's all messed up. Never get around to it. Well, today I figure it's a good day, better than any. I might find a couple tools that I need. He had too many side jobs. I concentrated more on scrapping. Gotta go wherever you can get some money to pay the bills. I'm sure I'm not the only one like that. Yeah, today's just one of them days where I'm trying to straighten things out, organize things, get things back in order. It makes it a little easier to find it. Gets all jumbled up over the winter time. You just want to toss it in here. I don't want it to get all ruined outside. I had a full-time job at one time working up in Chicago. I worked up there for about 15 years. It's real good money up there, but spent a lot of time on the road. Worked at a window place. They restored old historical windows. And I worked in the mill shop where they needed components made to replace a special kind of epoxy to patch in the old wood. The face of the building has to be all historical. If part of the area is historical, then they got to keep them old windows. So the company I work with would take them out and restore them and recondition them and bring them back up there. Pretty decent money. Yeah, the first job I worked was Northwestern University College, the old original limestone building, 1997. Started out setting up scaffolding for the company. I was pretty young back then. I think it was like $10 an hour, and I rode up to Chicago every day to do that. But it didn't take long. They started bumping me up a couple dollars here and there to keep you holding on, you know, because you don't want to go all the way up there, even back then, for 10 bucks an hour. It's like 20 or 25 now. You gotta do whatever it takes to pay the bills, though. I didn't like all that traveling after all those years. The traffic keeps getting worse and worse. Then the wear and tear on your vehicle if you gotta drive your own vehicle. Sometimes you can take the company truck. It just means you had to get up at 4:30 in the morning, meet up with some other people that was gonna ride up there. So that's a fiasco. And then you don't end up getting home till 6:30 or 7 at night, you know. You got to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning so you can get there by 4:30. You done put in, by the time you get back home, you done put in 14, almost 15 hours. Sure, yeah, you're probably making $200 a day, but you're also putting in 14 hours of your time, even if 2 or 3 hours of it's driving in a car, it's still your time. And then the wear and tear. Go through a set of tires every year, a set of brakes. Gotta weigh them things out. Big money sounds good. Yeah, the chickens are a little bit upset. I had to lock them up because we used to leave them run around in the yard. Now we're planting stuff, and at least want the roots to set in. Otherwise, they'll get out there and dig it up. Most of the stuff they don't really bother in the garden until you start getting like tomatoes, broccoli, and potatoes. They didn't even bother with implants. I let them run in the garden to get the bugs. But once the tomatoes started getting on, they'd peck a hole in every tomato instead of just taking one. That's the only bad part, and you got to get them out of there by that time. But early in the season, they really don't hurt nothing. You're getting rid of the bugs. Unless it's too early. We first started planting it, and then they're trying to do the pruning for you. It's all good. Take the good with the bad. That's all you can do. Most of it's bad. Bad's better than nothing. At least it's something. I wouldn't want to have to work like they had to work back in the days. Horse and buggy and plowing the fields. That's some hard work. I think YouTube controls the platforms you go on when you upload a video, so if you can't get a lot of views or you get to a certain amount and it always tapers back down and never gets above that, especially if you're not monetized yet. You're struggling to get them 1,000 subscribers and then, 4,000 watch hours. Once you do that, then you can get monetized, get some money. I just want to make better videos, but you know, you only do so much on a shoestring budget. How are you going to make a good video if you have enough money to buy decent equipment to record it? Most of the successful videos look around in it. That's just money all over. It took money to produce that, you know. They're restoring a camper or making a tiny home. Yeah, if you got $20,000 set aside just for that, you can make a hell of a video. But how you gonna do that when you ain't got no money? You gotta be creative. Hopefully it'll work. Yeah, it's not a real big building, 10 by 12. Yeah, hold some stuff. Yeah, we've been doing a lot of junk in the last couple weeks. Tell you what, if I didn't have that right now, I'd be in a pickle. I had a young YouTuber subscribe to me about, I don't know, probably 3 or 4 months ago, Wesley Hunter. And I checked his videos out. At the time he only had 2 or 3. There were some little gaming videos. Just inspired me, a young kid like that. I gave him thumbs up and told him to keep up the good work and keep on making videos. Try to encourage younger people. He might be the next best Mr. Beast. If everyone gives shitty comments and thumbs down and don't encourage the younger people, they're just going to give up. And they might be a good YouTuber. Everybody needs a chance. It's easy to criticize when you're not doing it. I spend a lot of time making videos. We get negative comments, dislikes. It bothers me. Fuck it. I'm the one making the videos. Make videos to those people guys. Maybe don't have any. Anyone else that's a content creator knows exactly what I'm talking about. Sure, every video ain't going to be good. Wanted to get the wheelbarrow out of here because I got another mess I got to clean up. Figured, well, if I'm going to get that wheelbarrow out here, I might as well clean this mess up. It was raining a little while ago, and I'd rather not be out there to get my feet all muddy, but I'll probably end up getting muddy anyway. That time of the year. Yeah, we got our hens. Got 6 hens. We're not going to butcher them. We're just got them for eggs and pest control. I let them run the yard for the most part. They eat the heck out of bugs, so saves having to spray all that chemicals and crap. I don't want to put that crap on my yard. You know, the dog's already sick. Birds get out there and they'll eat up them bugs. Only thing is they don't eat ants though. But they go around and get the eggs. Then they start digging holes everywhere. That's the nuisance part. I think I'm gonna build me a chicken tractor. Kind of shuffle them around on that for a while. I don't really like being cooped up like that, but I don't need extra work. Yeah, most of the stuff I find is usually it's old, but it's not antique. So it's right on the verge of being worth something, but it's worth more to scrap it. You know, 40 years later, it's worth a ton of money and you had it, but now you don't. So at the time, it wasn't worth that much. Now it's worth 30 times as much, but you know, it depends on collectors. You know, people collect all kinds of weird stuff, so not everything's going to be a collectible item. Old cars that would be considered nice now, but at the time, under 200 bucks, 67 Camaro, but it had a 6-cylinder and it had tweed on the inside. It looked like grandma's car, but people would pay a lot of money for that body style and drop $5,000–6,000 and make a muscle car out of it. That car I had, what, 67 Camaro, cost me 100 bucks. Had a 6-banger and a big oil, and wasn't beat up. Just had a crappy interior. 2-speed power glide transmission, automatic. So that's why nobody wanted it. The interior looked like grandma's car, but the body style was nice. 65 Chevy pickup truck. I had 2 of them. I think I paid like $300 back in the late 70s. When I first got my license. Got my driver's permit when I was 15. I was driving my grandfather around when I was like 13 years old, taking him around the back roads, teaching me how to drive. And before that, we were driving around out in the pasture, learning how to drive a vehicle. Nowadays, you gotta wait till you're 21 to get your license. That's just, by the time I was 21, I probably already had about 10,000 miles behind the wheel. How people are going to be more responsible if you don't give them responsibilities. You take the responsibility away and make them wait till they're 21 to get their license and wonder how come they're not responsible. Well, you know, it's all the insurance crap. Somebody's got to sue every time something happens, so you can't do this and you can't do that. What are you going to do? Not the same world it was 40 years ago. 40 years ago, somebody wasn't standing around talking to their cell phone. Some of us, our parents, did things that you wouldn't, you know, who would think you're going to develop your own film, you know? They used to have a little room that had the black light and all the stuff to get the negatives. They'd splice the films together. My dad recorded some wildlife stuff. One time he had us kids dress up. He was trying to make the Western movie. And had a few of his buddies wear cowboy hats and ride some horses. At the time, our pasture land was to be rented out to a fellow that had cattle, so it was a great opportunity for my dad to make a cattle drive movie because he knew a guy that had some horses. He had his little piece with it. There was no sound because projectors had sound, but you know, back then that was a lot of money. You know, he didn't have that kind of money, so he just did the best he could with the 8mm. I'm not for sure where that footage is now. I'd like to review that and upload some of that to my YouTube channel and share a little bit of my history with my viewers. You know, you watch people on YouTube and you want behind the scenes, you want to know what it's really like. You know, it's not easy sometimes, you know. Everyone's got their own struggles, but a lot of other people that need more help than I do. My goal for YouTube is, if I get ahead, that I can come and use my skills for people for nothing just to make a video. That'd be great. I don't even have the gas money to get me there, and I can't afford to do it for nothing now because I got bills. But if it's successful, then I guarantee I'll do it for nothing. However, if I had the money by that time, go fix somebody's stuff for nothing. It's struggling to pay their bills. Real people that are struggling. Not the phony crap they put on TV, somebody with a $200,000 house, boo-hoo. No. When your roof is leaking, them kind of videos. People that barely can put food on their plate. Not the people that got $40,000 cars in the driveway crabbing about the problems. Got a small generator I take on the job sites. If I got to chop something up, I got to use electric sawzall. Trailer project we had last year. Ain't no way you're going to do that with a battery powered sawzall. You'll be changing the battery every 10 minutes, you know. It's 2,000 watts. Not a real expensive one, but it does the job. I had a combine that I cut up for my brother-in-law about 2-3 years ago. Took about a month and a half. What I couldn't cut up, I'd take apart with the wrench. He wanted it out of there, and I said the only way I could do it is I had to take it apart piece by piece. I got it apart and brought every bit of it to the junkyard. Probably made $1,000 off of it. He didn't want to have to take it apart, and he had too many things going on. We can at least get in and out. I want to thank everyone for following along on my cleanup video. See you guys in the next one.